Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. My name is Mark Walmsley, and I'm the founder of the Arts and Culture Network. And I use these interviews to keep tabs on how many we have in our universe. It's around 120,000 now because we've just taken over two more groups from admins who asked for our support to manage their groups. Which is great. So we have eight now, which is wonderful. But this is the best bit of the job for me. This is where I get to introduce you to one of our full members. And I'm delighted that Tamsin Mendelsohn has joined me today. Tamsin, thank you so much. We've met several times. You're a regular at our events and a very, very highly valued, active and full member of our community. So thanks for joining me today for this.
Thank you very much for having me, Mark.
I should point out that Tamsin has had no warning of what's to follow, and it's not a traditional interview, which is great fun. So we'll crack on. So to set the scene, this will appear on our YouTube channel. It will be embedded in a profile about Tamsin on our website, and then promoted to all of the 500,000 LinkedIn users who use our groups every month. That's the plan. So I'm going to let Tamsin introduce herself and tell you a little bit more about the work that she does.
Oh, thank you, Mark. Well, hello, whoever's ever is watching. And I'm Tamsin, as you know, and I support artists and entrepreneurs with their massive creative leaps. And how the heck do I do that? And that's pulling together my music industry and arts funding experience with coaching. And what I'm really trying to do is get people to step into the vision of what they really want to be doing, find that creative spark and make that leap. So I guess this all stems from my belief in the positive impact that creativity can have in the world, for us as individuals, our health and well-being, for communities. I've seen that in so many of my roles. And ultimately, the benefit that this can have for all the problems that we have in our world. We need solutions, we need collaboration. And that's why I get out of bed and talk to artists who I want their art to get out there. I want their art to impact the listeners, audiences, communities, and people with good ideas, business ideas, what's going to solve a problem, fill a gap, make things easier.
Sounds great. So what sort of people are you working with at the moment?
So at the moment, I'm mainly working with artists. When I say artists, I've got some visual artists, some musicians, and they're all doing such different things. So I guess the people who I'm really interested in are probably doing something that has an external impact. So I've got a composer who's creating a community interest company so that her composing work impacts communities. I've got a musician composer, and he wants to do, tackle difficult topics through his work. So that's the kind of people I really enjoy working with.
Okay, so it sounds like there are artists of all sort with a purpose and some meaning behind and
Yeah,
a social benefit to what they're doing.
I think so. And often I find I often coach people through their funding applications, and they have to make that pitch, and they have to really, step into their ambition, or that their pitch won't have a hope, on the funder's table. And often when you're coaching people and asking, why is that important? Why is that important? There probably is some kind of benefit, even if it's, I want people to experience my music and feel something, or see my work and go and do, and go away and do something. So I find that most people I talk to, they do want their work to have some kind of positive purpose.
Sounds great. I might need your help because the British Council have just announced a £1 million fund for international collaboration, and I think that's kind of what we do at the Arts and Culture Network. So we should I'll send you the details, and you can tell me if that sounds like a good one to go for. I've always steered clear of grant applications because I hate doing them. So
I
yeah.
say people, it's not just about getting the cash. It's almost like giving yourself time to think, what is it I really want? And that might not be the grant you get, but you've done all that work. So you've kind of you've kind of taken a step forward mentally, and you can be using that wherever else you want to pitch or.
Yeah, that's true. And most of when I used to work in a digital agency, I would end up, for some reason, I was rewriting proposals every time, and you don't need to. You can sort of pull the bits together. So perhaps we should have a further conversation about that. That would be good. Perhaps you could just apply for it for me. You know enough about what we're doing to do that. Excellent. Okay, so there'll be links galore wherever this appears, but where's the best place to find you, Tamsin?
I am on LinkedIn and Facebook and Instagram as my name, Tamsin Mendelsohn. So I believe there's only one of me in the world, so quite easy to find.
That's great. That's wonderful. Walmsley is quite unusual, but I went out and found all the other Mark Walmsleys on LinkedIn once.
Oh.
And one of them became a client, which was great. Lovely chap in Coventry. He's a very successful estate agent now. He did a branding workshop with me as a result of that. So he became a client, but my PA was struggling because she couldn't tell the difference between the emails. They're all from Mark Walmsley. Anyway, right, now we're going to have a bit of fun. I'm going to create for you your perfect fictional luxury year of culture. Right. I want you to enjoy this because I'm planning to set up a travel agency and make these things come to life. So I'm going to do that by asking you about your preferences across certain arts and culture areas. So the starting point, which will locate us to start with, is a building. So I need to know if you have a favorite building.
Okay, well, in the UK, the building that I love is the Bristol Beacon. And this is a bit notorious in the news. It had a big name change over the pandemic. It was previously Colston Hall. And of course, the statue of Colston got chucked into the canal. So, but what it stands for is amazing. Just it's about inclusivity, inclusive education, inclusive music, the range of art they put on there. And I haven't yet seen the new space since it's had its massive £1 million.
There it is.
Yeah, yeah.
That's it, is it? This is the old, what used to be Colston Hall.
Yeah, that's it. It's now the Bristol Beacon, which
look at that.
It may not be so beautiful outside, but inside is where is the inspiration.
Yeah, I think I've never been. I must go and visit. So just for the benefit of those who haven't seen it, there it is, inside and out. That's great. Excellent.
The concert, right. The concert, I should mention the concert that was amazing I went to was the Para Orchestra's Anatomy of the Orchestra, and the gig didn't happen in the hall that you just showed. It happened up the windy staircases, and all the orchestral members were, in these, you could walk right up to them. They'd just be on little plinths, so you could stand next to a oboe player or go down into the main foyer and stand next to the timpani and the piano, and that's the kind of thing they do there.
Yeah, I love that. I think I've seen videos of them doing shopping centres as well. In the same, it's almost like a flash mob, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, that's great. So I want you to imagine that you're sitting outside the Bristol Beacon in a street side cafe, if there is one. Imagine there is. In June, 6 p.m. It's sunny, and you're admiring the architecture of the beacon from your cafe table. On the right of you is a book. It's on the table. It's either a book that's been with you for your whole life, your favorite book, or a recent discovery that you'd like to share. So what book might that be?
Well, I'm not great at fiction because I've been going through all this personal development stuff for a long time. I've got a lot of coaching books and business development books, but the book that I really loved, I've got it here actually, Ruth Ozeki, The Book of Form and Emptiness. It's an amazing book about fiction. It's about a teenager who on the face of it experiences mental health problems, you know, psychosis, but it's so clever. Sometimes you don't know if you're in reality, is it a mental health problem or is it a special gift? It crosses cultures, you know, how we see mental health differently, different perspectives. And it's a beautiful story, essentially, about a boy and his journey and his friendships. And I think you know, if I'm in this cafe or on a desert island, you know, I want to take it and read it again and again.
Okay, you can have that one, and that's in your bag for the whole of the year. There we go. On your left is a drink. It can be anything you like. It's sunny. The sun is over the yard arm. Whatever you fancy. What's on the left?
Um, I would like a carbonated water, only the best kind from the best spring, and I'd like a squeeze of passion fruit in there, please.
Oh, nice. You can have that. Perfect. Now you're feeling quite pleased with yourself because you've just come from a meeting in the Beacon with the representatives of a very wealthy Bristol-based family who love to support the arts and fund research. Okay, and they've invited you to take a whole year off, fully paid, first class all the way, because everything at home is covered, personally and professionally, and they'd like you to travel to another country, the country of your choice, in the city of your choice, to study the landscape of the arts and culture world in that country, and come back and report for a little half-an-hour presentation with 5 slides. It's not a big gig. But that's what they'd like you to do. It's very well paid, and it's all been sorted out. There will be a group of friends and colleagues when you arrive who will take you under their wing and ease you into that country's culture, but with some magic involved as well. So the question is, where are you going?
Where am I going? Oh my goodness, what a question. Well, let's go somewhere I just have no idea about. So I guess maybe I'd like to go to is it Iceland? Yeah, Björk, Iceland, Reykjavik.
Yeah.
Go somewhere like that because it's so outside anything I've experienced or could imagine. And you know, I'd like to really delve into, you know, how does art work, you know, in dark places, in cold places, in places where you maybe can't get many vegetables. A second choice would be Brazil. You know, that's the opposite, the fruit, the sunshine,
Yeah.
the Western Divan Orchestra. But so I don't know. If the
Going to
budget,
have to press you.
I'm gonna press me. Oh gosh. Well, let's go for Reykjavik because you know I
Okay.
would go there. Northern Lights, just delve into
Yeah.
the art.
Okay. That's great. So you're on the plane, uh,
Mm.
first class all the way. And there's a note on your table, and it's from the wealthy family and their representatives, because one of the conditions of your well-paid year is that you deprive yourself of music, with the exception of one very specific genre. Excuse me. So you've got to listen to the same genre of music all year, as a condition of this trip, but you can choose the genre.
Okay. Well, I think I would go for folk then, as
Mm,
because you know world music is folk music is world music, folk music is the open door to you know most other things. So I think if I said I could only have folk, that probably opens a lot of doors for me. um
perfect. Are there any artists in particular that you'd want on your playlist?
my permanent artist on my playlist is the duo of Karine Polwart and Pippa Murphy. And I think the project they started working with was a music and spoken words and then theatre project called Wind Resistance, and it's about how geese fly in formation and the one at the front takes all the wind resistance and then goes to the back to take a rest. And it was a metaphor for, us in life, collaboration.
Love that. That sounds great.
Under
Okay,
the
you can have folk. You're listening to that all year. Now you get to Reykjavik Airport,
Mhm.
and there's a group of people there eager to welcome you with your name on a card. They take you to they grab your bags. They take you to your little house in Reykjavik, which is on the outskirts of Reykjavik, in a beautiful semi-rural area, quite beginning to be a bit mountainous and volcanic. And it's beautiful, and the views are stunning, and that's where you're going to live for a year. You have a housekeeper and a cook, which is nice. um, Now, the first evening, they said, we'd like to take you to a dance performance. And there is a theatre in Reykjavik. Now, it's a magic theatre. You can choose any dancer or dancers, living or dead. You can choose any dance group you like or any dance style, and it doesn't have to be Icelandic. So what would you love to see on that stage?
Well, something funny happens to me when I watch dance. Dance experts watching this. It doesn't matter what I'm watching. It can be, 5-year-olds in a school play, or it can be ballet rombert, or it can be capoeiristas. It makes me cry, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's my body thinking, I just wish I could do that, but I can't. So but I think I would really like some kind of contemporary dance.
Okay.
I guess it's probably something like ballet rombert.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, that's fine. There we go. You can have that. Now, after dinner, after the show, they want to take you to dinner. And Reykjavik is graced with cuisine from all over the world. So you can choose the cuisine, the national cuisine that you go to for the restaurant.
well, I think I think this is my chance to have some Brazil in Reykjavik, isn't it? And
That's good. Good idea.
some of those fruits that I just have no concept of what they could taste like, because there's nothing like that here. And so,
Okay.
some sunshine in the darkness.
Okay. Top end Brazilian restaurant. There we go.
Thank you.
Excellent. Now, next day, I've lost my list. Next day is sport day. Okay.
Well,
And
I have to do
you
something.
and you can elect either to participate or spectate, and you can choose any sport you like, but they'd like to take you to some kind of sporting event. Doesn't have to be Icelandic, obviously, although they're getting better at football. What would you like to sit and watch?
Oh, I'll sit and watch. Um, hmm, hmm.
Or
Uh,
play, or do.
I think I'd like to. I wouldn't mind trying out some athletics again. Uh,
Mm,
just having a go. I think I might have been about this good, at school, but I wasn't good enough to kind of get in the teams. But I like the variety. I'm like, can you jump this high? Can you jump that far? Can you run this fast? And the answer is probably no to all of it. But in an effort to keep fit and stay fit, I'd rather join in than watch.
there we go. You can have a couple of hours of gentle athletics then. There we go. Um, Now, the next day is Visual Art Day, and there is a magical art gallery in Reykjavik that uses projection and high-tech screens, and they have an archive of all of the work of all visual artists, and they can create this immersive experience for you. And it goes through almost like a maze of series of halls, and the art is displayed in chronological order. So
Oh,
you can walk through the life creation of a visual artist, but of
mm.
course you can only choose one.
Oh, I haven't. Oh, gosh, I'm not very good at this. Um,
You're doing brilliantly, don't
I
worry.
guess, I guess, maybe it's a bit old hat, but I probably would go for Leonardo da Vinci, because he really did go on massive creative leaps.
Mm,
Um,
And that's what your work's about.
Works about. Yeah, yeah, and just the things he imagined that happened in the future, flying machines, and is incredible that he
Yeah,
imagined. So and he's got drawings and he's got paintings, he's got the lot. So
that's brilliant. You can have him. Excellent. Now, to lighten the mood somewhat, the next day is play and musical day. You can have any production. You can have the original cast. You can have certain stars in it if you wish, but any play, musical, or opera.
Okay. um the most amazing opera I saw, and I would love to see it again. I saw it in the Edinburgh International Festival about 10 years ago. And it was Luigi Nono. And I can't remember the name of it, so we'll have to look it up. But it was he'd taken the text from Marxist, he'd taken the libretto from Marxist texts. It was a double orchestra, double choir, and it was all about socialism. And at the end, it was a massive set. The walls came in closer and closer, and the people were trapped inside. And the singers were trying to climb up the walls, so they must have a bit of training. And the soprano going higher and higher and higher and higher, and all the orchestral instruments were going up, and it was so intense. I think it's the most intense visual sonic experience I've had.
Was it
Thinking of
Prometeo?
I
I'm
don't
just having a
that was
look on here to see if I can find it, but we need to find. That sounds amazing, but
It was amazing. I mean, I can't imagine anyone could afford to put it on anymore, because it was such a big cast, but it was so visceral.
mm,
Um, Texts were from real texts about the human experience, and then obviously it was, about human suffering and how much pressure you can put on people. But wow, it was such a strong message through.
okay, you can have that, and I'm sure your colleagues who you're going to take to all of these will enjoy it as well.
My
Excellent.
God. Oh God, he didn't say, oh yeah, I forgot to take them. Oh, okay.
No,
I might
that's
have to make
fine.
it lighter to take my guests to.
That's okay. So film day is next. Film night, cinema, lovely, best seat in the house, luxury seats, food and drink brought to you. Your colleagues are there. They've asked you to choose a film, and you can have anything you like that works really well on a big screen that they may not know as well as you do, and that you think they might enjoy.
Oh, I'm not brilliant at remembering films. And the last one I went to see was Barbie with my teenage kids, and we loved it. So I think I need a contrast from the intense human suffering to some Barbie, you know,
Barbie's
pink.
fine. I haven't seen it yet, but
And I can, yeah, we can sing along to the Ken song.
okay. I need to watch that.
Do.
Excuse me. Excellent. Now, tomorrow is Hero Day. We've booked the top restaurant in Reykjavik. It's a Michelin-starred restaurant, and we booked it for 2 hours for you to have lunch with anyone you like.
Oh, um, can I invite two people, or is it one? I've got two who are connected. Um,
Okay, you can
I
have
want
two.
to meet AOC Alexandra what's her name? Alexandra Aorta Cortez, the American politician, Republican politician,
Mm,
the
yeah,
po
she's fascinating, isn't she?
and the poets. The inaugural. She did the poetry at Biden's inauguration.
Mm, mm,
I would just like to sit between them as two women, women of color, especially Alexandra. How does she get up and do what she does every day in that massive powerhouse?
mm,
What what a place to be able to, stay with your convictions, um, put
yeah.
your hands full of negativity and the rubbish, and
Mm,
stick to your convictions. And then, Amanda's poetry was so uplifting for that powerful occasion. So I'd
mm.
like them as my exclusive dinner guests with my Brazilian.
Was that the poetry that was read out by a young girl?
Yeah, she had this yellow jacket on, and it was a
Yeah,
piece. performance poetry.
Right. Oh, it was her doing it. Yeah, brilliant. You can have that. Perfect. Now, tomorrow is one of those days that don't come around very often. If you have a job, a family, it's one of those days where you realize from the moment you wake up to the moment you get back into bed to go back to sleep, the complete day is yours. You've got no meetings, you've got no chores, no demanding parents or children, and all of your personal admin is up to date. Right. Wouldn't that be lovely? And so what would you like to do in Reykjavik? Again, no expense spared. We can have travel. You can have any kind of help you need. We can even close down museums and galleries if you wish for you, so you can have a wander around without it being busy. Anything you like.
Okay, well, I don't know which order, but in any order which works, a hot spring, what would it be? A sort of hot spring dip experience, a volcano, please, a walk up around a really cold mountain, maybe the hot spring follows. And I'd like to go to Björk's studio, please, and I'd like to meet her, and I'd like to have some kind of lesson or jamming experience with her.
Brilliant. That's lovely. You can do all of that, and we'll give you the Northern Lights trip in the evening as well.
Yeah.
And then bed. There we go. Now you get back to your apartment, and you've got a TV that's got absolutely everything on it that you would ever want in terms of TV programs and series. What are you going to look for? What would you like to watch?
Okay, a rewatch. I don't know if you've seen this, Mark's the Sex Education series on Netflix.
I haven't watched it, but I know of it. Yes.
It's just really funny. It's poignant and funny. Gillian Anderson is just fantastic as a sex psychotherapist who has just a disastrous sex life, and then it's all about young kids at school. And I've got kids, I've got teenagers, so I'm sort of anticipating what on earth I'm gonna.
Oh, yeah.
And it's got the amazing Akuchi Gatwa, and the new Doctor Who, the more the series carries on, the more flamboyant and colourful and out there he gets as a character. So, it's a total feel good.
Brilliant. Love that. Excellent. So that is your year, and that was your week instance. So you've had this lovely year exploring Iceland. You've become borderline fluent in Icelandic. One of my favorite guilty pleasures is the movie Eurovision, which is based in Iceland, and the wonderful song in that called Husavik. It's great. My home town, I think. Yeah, that's a proper guilty pleasure. So you're on the plane on the way home, looking forward to seeing family and friends, and there is a note from the very grateful Family Foundation that have funded your trip, relinquishing you of your musical prison. So you can choose something to listen to on the plane for the first time for a year that's not folk. What would you like to listen to?
My God, yeah, I get to break out. Woohoo! What am I going to listen to? I want to listen to a radio show. I would like to listen to I'd like to listen to Iggy Pop, who does his Radio 6 show. And I love, because he just brings in such a diversity of stuff. And he talks about his experience as an artist and all the artists he's met. So yeah, I'll have that radio show, please.
Brilliant. That's fantastic. Iggy Pop.
Or rock or whatever he's listening to.
That's a lovely way to finish that. Iggy Pop has never been the last person on that question before, but that's genius. Thank you. That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Tamsin, for giving us a window into your preferences and your perfect cultural year. Did you enjoy your trip?
Yeah, I don't want to come back. I'm really sorry. Sid, thank you so much. Wow, I'm actually inspired to think, need to put some of those things, on the bucket list.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the sad things about me doing this is nobody's ever interviewed me on this.
Oh,
I've done so many of them, and so I think I might you might perhaps be able to turn the tables, and you can interview me one day, and
yeah, okay. I'll come up with a concept and a
that would be great fun. Yeah. So next time we get our heads together, we'll try the this or that game, which is good fun. We can add that to this page when we've done that. But in the meantime, Tamsin, thank you so much for being one of our full members. Thank you.
cue.
It was lovely meeting you face to face for the first time after a year or more. And that was great fun. So thank you for being one of our valued members. It's great, and I'm sure we'll see each other face to face again soon. But for the moment, thank you very much.
Bye-bye.